Howdy folks, it is me, Moon, and today I have made this build very briefly, alright? Like, just recently I made this build, before I even started recording. So this is a fresh boy, and it does not actually have a name yet, so we will be doing a naming ceremony this time around. Stay tuned for that. Now, upon the few tests I've done with this M13, it appears as though it has even less recoil than the M4 that I did all the way back at the beginning of this series. So, with that out of the way, let's get to these attachments, shall we? Oh, and before I do, I must mention, this is not tuned, for if you look at the level, it doesn't have tuning unlocked yet, so you don't have to worry about any tuning for this boy. Now, let's get to these attachments. Okay, so here we are. Let's start off with the rear grip. So you're going to want the D37 grip, and that'll give you some recoil control, but it'll get rid of a little bit of that aiming stability you have. But that's alright. Everything else makes up for that. Next up, the 45 round magazine. I only went with that because the 60 would take off a bit too much movement, and I kind of want to be a bit more versatile with it, even though the aiming is very slow on it, but that's the whole point. So, 45 round magazine. Give you enough to kill, won't be enough for you running around like you're in molasses. Alright. Now you're going to want the F-Tech Ripper 56 foregrip, and that'll give you aiming idle stability, hip fire accuracy, and recoil stabilization, but it'll take some of your ADS speed and walking speed out. But that'll be okay. Alright, next up you're going to want the RF Crown 50 muzzle for that horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control, but it'll take some of your ADS speed and aiming stability away as well. Now, the last attachment for this would be the 14-inch Bruin Echelon, how the fuck, what in the, I don't even know how you pronounce that, fucking Elon. Alright, yeah, sure. The 14 Bruin Elon barrel. That'll give you damage range, bullet velocity, hip fire accuracy, and recoil control, but it'll take some of your ADS speed, hip recoil control, and movement speed. And that's this entire build for you. Like I said, there's no tuning, and it's kind of on the slow end, but that's worth it, because when we get into the firing range here, you're going to see what I mean. Now, like I said, slow aiming, slow handling, M13, but now you will see. Look at that. Close to mid-range, you're gonna fuck them up good. But, of course, at long range, you're really gonna want to tap fire. You can mount up with it, and that'll take even more recoil off of you. And now look at that. This is a build that you're gonna love. Alright, let's get a little movement test here. I've not tested the movement on it. First in the world for this here, on the series, first in the world on the series, movement test. You'll still move pretty fine, it seems. Alright, so that is the build. Now, I promised you guys a naming ceremony, so we're gonna go ahead and do said naming ceremony. Now, what would be a good name for this boy? I don't know if the keypad pops up, because as of right now, I'm getting used to the PS5, but we're gonna see here with this name. I think I'm gonna call this one dun 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 dun. Boom. The Bungalus. And that will be the name of this build for all of you who cares. But, now that we have named and explained this beautiful M13 blueprint that I have just created mere moments before starting this recording, I am the greatness that is soon to be. And I will see you whenever the hell I upload next. Ta-ta!